I want to share a story with you today. It's a story that may sound like someone you know, or maybe it will remind you of your own journey. There was a young woman named Mia who lived in a small quiet town surrounded by rolling hills. Mia had always been full of life, the kind of person who made others feel seen and heard. But life hadn't been kind to her. A few years back, Mia faced what she called the year of storms. Within the span of just a few months, she lost her only job, her long-term relationship fell apart, and she found herself caring for her younger brother after their parents' unexpected passing. It felt like the ground beneath her feet had been pulled away, leaving her dangling in midair with nothing to hold on to. Mia didn't share how overwhelmed she felt with anyone. Instead, she wore a brave face and pushed through each day. But at night, the weight of it all would crash down on her. She'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if she had the strength to keep going. One day, after a particularly hard week, Mia decided to take a walk up to a hill she hadn't visited. Since she was a child, it was a place her parents used to take her and her brother to watch the sunrise. As she climbed, her legs burned and her chest heaved with every step. She thought about turning back several times, but something inside her urged her to keep moving. When she finally reached the top, she collapsed onto the grass, exhausted but relieved. The town stretched out below her, the rooftops glinting in the sunlight. As she sat there, catching her breath, an older man she hadn't noticed before approached her. He had a kind smile and a walking stick. "You made it," he said, sitting down a few feet away. Mia laughed bitterly. "Barely. I almost gave up halfway." The man nodded thoughtfully and gestured to the view. "But you didn't. You're here now." Funny thing about this hill, I've been climbing it for years, and it never gets easier. But every time I make it to the top, I'm reminded that I'm stronger than I think. Mia looked at him, surprised. "You climb it often?" "Every week," he said. "I started when my wife passed away. At first I thought I couldn't do it, that it was too hard. But each step I took made me a little stronger. And over time, I realized something important. Life is a lot like climbing this hill. It'll challenge you, test you, even make you want to give up. But if you just keep moving, even if it's slow, you'll eventually find yourself in a place you never thought you'd reach." Mia didn't say much after that. But as she walked back down the hill, his words stayed with her. She started to see her struggles not as things meant to break her, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Over the next few months, Mia began to make small changes. She reached out to a friend for support, started journaling to process her emotions, and slowly worked toward finding a new job. Every step she took reminded her of that climb. Hard, yes, but worth it. Mia's story could be yours. Maybe your hill feels insurmountable right now. You do have that strength. You've already proven it by waking up today, by continuing to put one foot in front of the other. You don't have to climb the whole hill in one day. Take it step by step, moment by moment. And if you feel like giving up, remember this: every small step forward is a victory. Every challenge you face is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Let's keep climbing, together. The view from the top is waiting for you, and I believe with all my heart that you'll get there. Breathe with me, inhale deeply, hold it, and exhale slowly. Let this be a reminder that every breath you take is proof of your resilience. You're here, right now, and that is no small thing. I know life can be heavy sometimes. It can feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and no matter how much you try, the load doesn't seem to lighten. But let me tell you something you may not believe yet. You are far stronger than you give yourself credit for. See, within you lies a power that can't be seen with the naked eye. It's the kind of strength that whispers, "Keep going," when everything inside you screams to stop. It's the quiet courage that gets you out of bed on the days when you feel like staying under the covers forever. Think about it. Look at everything you've been through in your life so far. The obstacles, the heartbreaks, the moments that left you wondering if you'd ever feel whole again. And yet, here you are. You've made it through every bad day, every sleepless night, every moment you thought would break you. You may not realize it, but that's strength. That's resilience. But what makes life so extraordinary is your ability to rise, again and again, no matter how many times you fall. Strength doesn't mean never feeling tired or never doubting yourself. It doesn't mean you have to have all the answers or never shed a tear. True strength is in the perseverance, in showing up, even when it's hard, even when it feels impossible. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you gave yourself credit for simply enduring? For simply surviving when it felt like the world was caving in around you? Maybe you haven't. Maybe you've been so focused on what you think you should be or what you think you haven't achieved that you've forgotten to honor the warrior inside you. So let's pause right now and give that warrior the acknowledgement they deserve. You are brave, you are capable, you are still standing. And that means you're already winning battles you may not even recognize. Here's the thing about life. It's unpredictable. The challenges we face can come out of nowhere, leaving us feeling lost or uncertain. But do you know what makes you extraordinary? It's the fact that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you get back up. Maybe not right away, maybe not without tears, but you rise, and each time you do, you grow. Every setback teaches you something. Every challenge builds a new layer of resilience. It's like forging steel. It has to go through intense heat to become unbreakable. And that's what's happening within you. The key is to keep going. You don't have to move fast. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just take one small step at a time. Even the tiniest step forward is progress. Even the tiniest bit of effort is enough. And when things feel overwhelming, remember this: you're not alone. There are people who care about you, who want to see you thrive. Sometimes we carry our burdens in silence, thinking we have to be strong on our own. But strength also lies in reaching out, in saying, I need help, or I'm struggling, right now. There's no shame in that. In fact, it's one of the bravest things you can do. You're not defined by your struggles. You're defined by how you choose to face them. And even if it feels like you're crawling, even if you're moving at what feels like a snail's pace, you're still moving. And that, my friend, is something to be proud of. So, as we wrap up today, I want you to carry this with you. You are enough, just as you are. You are stronger than you know, braver than you feel, and more capable than you've ever imagined. Trust in that strength. Lean into it. Let it guide you through the tough days and remind you that brighter days are always ahead. Keep going, one breath, one step at a time. And when you need a reminder of your strength, come back to these words. I'm rooting for you, always. Close your eyes for a moment, yes, right now, and imagine yourself standing by a river. The water flows effortlessly, carrying with it fallen leaves, twigs, and even debris. It doesn't cling to these things. It simply allows them to pass, continuing on its journey. Now open your eyes and think about your life. How many things are you holding on to that are no longer serving you? Old wounds, past mistakes, painful memories. These are the debris we often clutch tightly, afraid that letting go will somehow make us lose a piece of ourselves. But what if I told you that the act of letting go isn't about losing, it's about gaining. It's about gaining freedom, peace, and clarity. It's about making room for new blessings, new experiences, and new opportunities. Letting go isn't easy. I won't pretend it is. We hold on because we're afraid of change, afraid of the unknown, afraid of what life will look like without the things we've become so accustomed to, even if those things are weighing us down. But here's the truth. Holding on to what hurts you doesn't protect you. It only prolongs your pain. Think about the river again. Imagine what would happen if it refused to let go of the debris. The water would stagnate, lose its vitality, and eventually, it would no longer flow. And isn't that what happens to us when we hold onto the past too tightly? We become stuck, unable to move forward, unable to grow. You deserve more than that. You deserve to be free, to flow effortlessly through life like that river, unburdened by the weight of what no longer serves you. But how do we let go? How do we release what's been gripping our hearts for so long? The answer lies in forgiveness. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It means deciding that your peace is more important than your pain. It means choosing to let go of the anger, the resentment, guilt, so you can move forward unshackled. And let's not forget to forgive yourself. For the times you felt you weren't enough, for the things you didn't know at the time. You are human, and being human means being imperfect. That's okay. Give yourself the grace you so freely give to others. Letting go also means trusting. Trusting that life has a way of working things out, even when it doesn't go according to your plans. Trusting that what's meant for you will never pass you by. Trusting that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in has something beautiful in store for you, something you can't yet see. Take a moment now and reflect. What are you holding on to that you're ready to release? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's self-doubt. Maybe it's the idea that you have to be perfect to be loved. Whatever it is, picture yourself placing it into that flowing river. Watch as the current carries it away, further and further, until it disappears from sight. Feel the lightness that comes with its absence. This isn't a one-time process. Letting go is something we practice daily. Some days it'll feel easier, and others it might feel impossible. That's okay. What matters is that you try, that you take one small step toward freedom each day. And as you move forward, you'll find that life begins to feel lighter. Your heart feels clearer. The path ahead seems less daunting. You'll discover that letting go doesn't mean losing. It means making space. Space for joy, for love, for everything you've been waiting for. So today, I invite you to start, to take that first step toward letting go of what no longer serves you. You don't have to do it all at once, just one thing, just one moment. And remember, you are not alone in this journey. You are brave, you are resilient, and you are worthy of the peace that comes with letting go. Keep going, keep flowing. The best is yet to come.